This is a modular project, guys, and actually for this specific episode of my encounter, of my big adventure with my party, I wanted to put in evidence this beautiful Magewrath throne from Games Workshop. I had it in my drawer of shame for so many years, so at the end I give it a little chance to have a beautiful place in my adventure. When I conclude a long adventure, I wanted to do it with some beautiful piece. Once in a while I create these spatial rooms. For example, here you can see the sewer entrance. This was the beautiful ancient library. A few weeks ago I finished my torture chamber, and now finally I have my throne room. This is a totally modular project, so if you go in the past in my previous tutorials, you will find for sure my eagle's throne of the eagles, and also my glowing chaos portal. This is quite a long video, guys, so as usual I suggest you to take a cup of coffee, cup of tea, some beer, some popcorn, and enjoy this video. Just relax and crack on. Dear friends, this is not a tutorial. I mean, this is not an episode where I tell you cut here, measure there, glue this, color that. It is rather a journey through my creative process. This piece will have to be tabletop ready in 4 days from now. And here I reveal a secret, guys. I work much better under stress. Give me a deadline close by and I produce at the maximum, fast and effective. This is the case of the Witch King tube. I had this piece in mind for many months, and I found myself at the very end having to build it. To complicate the overall picture, I need to complete my last encounter also with the new piles of gold and with the final boss. Everything will be painted and ready to play in a few days. All the techniques you will see in this video are very simple. In my humble opinion, the secret of this piece is the story you want to tell. I want to create something unique that can truly create the perfect immersion for my players. I want also to create something playable, a piece easily accessible to the movements of my party. I want to create something modular, a piece that can be reused with small changes and that can accommodate, as I said, other pieces previously built, and why not, which I will build in the future. All the brickwork comes from a technique that I fully covered in my tutorial number 86. Take a look. The general idea of this room comes from the massive dragon runes in the deep dungeons of Skyrim. A tomb, a staircase, and a throne of an ancient sorcerer. I took a few more days than usual because I wanted to be sure that all this brought the right atmosphere to my players. Not through a perfect realization, but through a full environment with beauty and imperfection. I love creating for myself. This is really my hobby, my passion, something that, something in which I can put all myself, but just with relaxation and inspiration. The measurements of this room are approximately 11 inches wide by 12 inches. These measurements are purely empirical and derive from the Magewrath throne that I wanted to integrate into the scenario. Starting from the concept that the throne will be in the highest part of the room, I built from top to bottom, adapting the room as I proceeded. Details are very important to tell a story. These braziers are made in the simplest way possible. Their effect, however, adds a particular atmosphere to the whole room. Each part is built without a pre-existing plan, without a project. Just paste and cut, look, correct, paste again, and so on. Once the main structure was created, I realized that the difference would have made the architectural details. I inserted a skirting in stone made up of two bands for a more refined look. I used a textile pin roll from Green Stuff World to cut off decorative emblems. In addition to give a more important aspect to the room, I need them to create a touch of antiquity and the ruin of the environment. Breaking some of them is in fact easy to give that sense of abandonment and ruin, leaving them broken down on the floor. Braziers, worn and rotten banners, moss and debris of ancient ornaments now gone to ruin. With projects like this, it is important to optimize drying times. I have a miniature and an entire set from Games Workshop to be painted, so I know how to spend my time. even if I have painted miniatures since I was a boy, I'm not a professional. Here you see how I use only the basic colors to have my pieces tabletop ready in less than 1 hour. The advantage is that at any time you can go back to these miniatures and complete them with highlights, washes and wealth of details. Anyway, this level of painting is more than enough.
If you are reading this last message of mine, then you have passed the last trial. Now you can enter the great hall of the Witch King. His body has been consumed for centuries, but his soul has grown in magic, and thanks to the hate of the curse on the silent tomb, it freed primordial evil. Kill this wicked soul, and perhaps the evil that has unleashed may be contained, or perhaps it is already too late.
When you create your protective primer, you must not to be too picky about the quantities. The important thing is to cover your piece well. paying attention mainly to the cracks in the bricks and so on. My technique allows me to age the piece as I paint it. I am not very in line with the protocols that give a precise sequence of colors. When I create for myself, I continue to go over and over and change the colors until that specific area does not fully satisfy me. The dry brush is the most important weapon. With this technique, you can blend or load more color, really giving a very realistic effect. As you can see, this room has multicolored floor. Scars and moss give the sense of time gone by. Many shades tell stories of past battles, parties, women and monsters, but the story that will take place here in today's has yet to be told. Okay guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you very like this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, happy crafting!